Morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing fine and you all are preparing for your history exam, right? So here, as we have completed all the chapters, last time we were having the revision of the third chapter. Now we will move on to the fifth chapter, that is the mass media and history. Okay, as a teaching also, I taught you this chapter. Today we are going to, I am going to take the revision. And students, it's my humble request, take out your notebook, pencil, pen, whatever writing material, keep it with you. Whatever doubts, questions, query you are having, note it down in your notebook. In the end of the class, I will clear your doubts. Okay, students? So please jot down the doubts, which is very, very important. This is a second chance you all are getting. So please note it down. Okay, so here in this chapter, 5 subtopics we are having. The first one, that is the introduction of mass media. Second, the history of mass media. Then the need of mass media. Then critical understanding of the information of mass media and the professional opportunities. Okay, let's have a quick brief revision of this chapter. Okay, here the first part, that is the introduction of mass media. Everyone knows, I have explained also, that the mass media contain of two words, that is the mass and the media. It is two different words, whereas mass means the aggregation of people, that is a whole group of people. Media, that is the various modes of communication. Right now, in nowadays, we are having electronic communication, internet communication, then the print communication, that is a newspaper and all, right? But in olden days, earlier in earlier times, there was no such great technology that ki ghar baithe baithe sabko news chala jaye, right? So in olden days, there was a crier. Last lecture also, when I was teaching you this chapter, that time also I explained you what is crier. Crier, in the image you can say, see that a person is having a drum. He used to bang that by going into the village and announcing the or telling the notice or the announcement by the king, like this. So like this communication was happening earlier. So here the mass media contains of two words, that is the mass in the context of means of aggregation of people, and the media means the various modes of communication. Here it is a field of it is a field of communication. We can easily send some information to a far away destination through a medium of communication. Okay, the news would spread among the earlier, that is in during the king time, when the monarchical system was there. That time the communication was happening only by the word of mouth, that is orally, not in a written form. Okay, so this was a short uh, introduction of mass media. Next one, history of mass media. As we are doing applied history, so here mass media is also having a history. So here the print technology and newspapers were introduced in India after the arrival of British, and people started receiving printed news through the newspaper, and the newspaper became the first mass media of circulating information and knowledge among the people. So here, when the printing technology came, when we started getting the newspaper, yes, that is after the Britishers came to India. When they came to India, they introduced the concept of printing technology, and the newspapers started printing during that time, and it was the first mass medium of circulating information and knowledge among the people. That is, they used to print the newspaper and distribute among the people. One newspaper which was distributed to many people. And in this way, we started getting the printing form of communication. People started getting the news in a easy way. Now, newspaper. It is a newspaper. It is a publication which mainly prints news, editorials, people's opinions, entertaining, or the other supplementary content. It is a printed and distributed regularly at a definite time. So here, students, that is what is newspaper? Newspaper is a publication. What it prints? It prints, that is the prints the news during the Britishers' time. That time, what the freedom fighters were trying to say, what the how the political part of the British government they used to react, all those news. Then the editorial page. Students in newspaper, there is a editor's page. That is, you can also say the editorials and the people's opinion, what one individual person thinks, like for example what Mahatma Gandhi used to think, what Bhagat Singh used to think, the various thinking of the people, their opinions were also published in the newspaper. And now also many of them who what things, that is also published. Entertaining, that is the like for example nowadays in the Times of India, you see a page, that is a Bombay Times. Okay, that is a entertaining page. Even in that time, like comics or Sudoku games, like this, such kinds of things were printed which were entertaining. Okay, and it was distributed regularly at a definite time. It is not like that once in a week it will come, or in a month it will come, or two newspaper will come in a month. No, newspaper means daily. Daily at a fixed time it should get. Fixed time, like that is in the early morning, not in the afternoon or in the evening, not like this. It should be get on the daily basis on a fixed time. Okay, so even newspaper provides a various local, national, international news. And the newspapers are historical documents which record the current events. So newspaper doesn't mean that only you're getting the local news or the national news or only the international news. No, it includes, it starts from local and reach till international level. Each and every level ka news, it is recorded in the newspaper. And students today, now whatever things is included in the news. Okay, now after 10 years or 15 years, whenever I want some information regarding that, I can go to the library, I can search for that news, and I will get the information. That means it records the history as well. Okay, now the next, that is the precursor of newspapers. Precursor. So students, the term precursor, that is, it means a person or thing that comes before somebody. That is like before newspaper. Before coming the newspaper, how, in which form it was circulating, such kind of method. That is, before the beginning of the common era, that was a custom in Egypt of placing inscription with the royal decrees at the public places. That is, in Egypt, what used to happen? In Egypt, there was a custom of placing the inscription in the royal decrees. That is a pillar, you can say, whatever the royal decrees used to there. On it, the king used to inscribe. Inscription used to take place, that whatever information king wants to give to the people. And the same method was carried by the Emperor Ashoka. He resorted the similar method to reach out his subject. That is, Emperor Ashoka always he wanted that the next generation or in future the people should know about him. Who was he? What he did? How he was running the kingdom? Everything should know. Okay, so that is why he also, Emperor Ashoka also used to inscribe things on the pillar. Then in the Roman Empire, the royal decrees were written on the papers and it was distributed in all the region. And it used to contain information of various events taking place in the nation and its capital. During the Julius Caesar's reign, newspaper known as Acta Diurna. So here, students in Roman Empire, the royal decrees that is about the kingdom, their system. It was written on the paper. Like for example, you see on the pamphlet, it is written and it is distributed among the people. So it was like that, like a pamphlet. The information of the Roman Empire or the news which king wants to give, all those were written on the paper and it was distributed in all the regions, not only one particular region but in all the regions. Okay, and during this time when the Julius Caesar's reign, newspaper used to known as Caesar's newspaper known as Acta Diurna. Okay, that is newspaper, that meaning of acts of every day. Acta means actions, Diurna means every day. So what newspaper means? That is the act of every day. Every day's action is recorded and it is reach out to the people. And the next one, that is, it was a very effective way of conveying royal commands to the people. In the 7th century CE, royal dictates were distributed among the people at public places. So here we are talking about the 7th century. So 7th century, what the royal kings and all they were doing, they used to dictate. Dictates were distributed among the people at a public place. Whatever they used to dictate, that was make reach out till the people. And in England, handouts used to be distributed occasionally, giving information about the wars or the important events. Right. So here we talked about the Egypt, Roman Empire, then the various other region. In England, what used to happen, it was like a handout. Okay, and it was distributed not on a daily basis but occasionally. Some event took place or some important information they wants to give the royal king. So that time they used to distribute the handouts to the people. Okay, and usually it used to contain the information of wars or this one events like that. Now the another way, that was the travelers arriving from the far away would add spice to the stories from those places and narrate it to the local people. The ambassador of the king posted at various places would send back important news to the royal court. Now for example, travelers arriving far away would add to spice to the stories, like whatever they have listened, whatever they read. Okay, so what used to do, they used to add some more things to that, more spices to their okay, okay, this happened, oh this also happened, like that. So the information were also manipulated and it was passed. The ambassadors of the king posted at various places would send back important news to the royal court. Like ambassador means like for example, the England ambassador or the London ambassador is in India. Okay, he is getting the information or he is getting to know about this place. So what he used to do, he used to pass the information to his country, to the royal court. Okay, so students, this was the precursor of newspaper. That is, before newspaper came into existence, uh, that time how the news was passed. Okay, so here students, any doubt, any question in this paragraph of precursor of newspaper, please write it down. Okay, now the next one, our first newspaper named as Bengal Gazette. Okay, The first English newspaper of India was printed on 29th January 1718. So students, please mark this date. First newspaper, first English newspaper. This is more important, that first English newspaper, it was introduced, it was printed on 29th January 1780, and it was named as a Calcutta General Advertiser. Earlier, it was Calcutta General Advertiser. Later on, it became as Bengal Gazette. I explained you this, how it came to be as the Bengal Gazette. You can go back to the previous, earlier when I taught you this. Then it was started, by whom it was started? It was started by James Augustus Hickey. Who was this? He was an Irish gentleman. He was Irish person. He started this newspaper, Bengal Gazette. Okay. This paragraph is, student, very important. Please see to it. The date, the name of the newspaper, earlier what it was, later on what it became, who started it. It's very important as an objective point of view also. Okay, like for example, that the first newspaper of India was printed on dash. Okay, who dash first newspaper, first English newspaper was printed by dash. That is a James Augustus Hickey. Okay, or if fill in the blanks, it can be also as that the Calcutta General is also known as, okay, Bengal Gazette. Okay, so this was about all the first newspaper. Now the next one, that is the Darpan. Darpan. The newspaper Darpan was started in 1832 in Mumbai. That is by Bal Shastri Jambekar, was the editor of the Darpan. So Darpan newspaper, it was started in 1832. So students, you can see the difference, that the English newspaper came into existence in 1780, and this Darpan, this newspaper, it came into 1832, almost after 52 years. Okay. So the news printed in Darpan can be reviewed to know about the political, economic, social, and the cultural events of those times. Now, which kind of newspaper do Darpan used to print? They used to print the political news. That is about the government, the rule, the system which is going on. Then the economic, the financial part of the country, that. Then the social, that is a society. What is happening in the society? Like for example, there that time the concept of child marriage, widow remarriage, sati pratha, or untouchability, all such type of many issues, social issues were there. So all these things were also printed. Then here also the cultural events. There are few titles of the news which was printed in a Darpan, that is accounts expenditure from the 3 administrative divisions of the East India Company, the danger of the Russian attack on the nation, appointment of a committee for the cleanliness of the city, remarriage of the Hindu widows, the inception of theatre at Calcutta, then the achievements of Raja Ram Mohan Roy in England. Reporting of such news throws light on the various historical events of those days. So here you can see that Darpan was actually doing their work by showing the image of the society, what all things are happening. Each and every event they were covering, which needs improvement, which needs development, all this they were focusing. Okay. And also the leaders who were struggling for it, they were writing for them also. So here we done with the Darpan. Then the next one is the Dhyanodaya. Dhyanodaya, the another newspaper, Dyanodaya printed the map of Asia in 1842 and the map of Europe in 1851. I know you must be thinking that what's the big thing of printing map? No, students. Nowadays, it is very easy to print a map, but that time it was very difficult to print a map. Okay, so Dyanodaya printed the map of Asia first. The first one was the Asia map, which was printed in 1842, and the next one that was a map of Europe in 1851, almost after nine years. Okay, and then the honor of printing illustration in an Indian newspaper for the first time goes to the Dyanodaya, the news of installation of telegraph. Now, students, here I am explaining the what all the news Dyanodaya printed for the first time. We have seen in Darpan what all news they were covering up. Okay, so here what all news they were covering. That is the honor of printing the honor of printing an illustration in Indian newspaper for the first time goes to the Dyanodaya. For the electrically transmitting a news can be seen in Dyanodaya. The news of starting of railways in India was printed in Dyanodaya under the title of Chakya Mahasoba, meaning Masoba with wheels. It had also printed the news of Indian War of Independence in 1857. So students, you can underline in short that the first one, that is they printed the map of Asia and Europe. The second one, they printed the news of installation of the electrically transmitting the news telegraph. And the next one, that is the starting of railways in India, known as the Chakya Masoba. And the next one, that is they printed the news of Indian War of Independence. That is they were contributing for the freedom, right? So next is that is newspaper in those times were very important medium of creating social awareness. A newspaper named as Indu Prakash supported the widow remarriage in a big way. Deen Bandhu, a newspaper representing the masses of the Indian society, that is the Bahujan Samaj, was started by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, close associate of Krishna Rao Bhalekar. Here we also comes to know about the issues relating to the masses through the newspaper. So apart from various newspaper printing the information for the first time, apart from contributing to the freedom, they were also contributing for the social issues. That is the concept of widow remarriage, the news which was printed for this in the name of Indu Prakash, the newspaper named Indu Prakash supported the widow remarriage. And Deen Bandhu, that is the development for the untouchables, that is the community known as the Bahujan Samaj, that was started by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. Okay, so and it was started by Jyotirao Phule, who was a close associate of Krishna Rao Bhalekar. Okay, so this was all about the Dyanodaya. Students, I just missed out the concept of Prabhakar. Let's see to it. Prabhakar. This newspaper was started by the Bhau Mahajan, the history of French Revolution, and Shatpatre. The letters of Lokhitwadi aimed at creating social awareness were published in this newspaper. So this newspaper was basically started by Bhau Mahajan. In the image you can see the image of Bhau Mahajan. So the history of French Revolution, how the France got freedom, their revolution, the development which took place. With that, they used to also write the Shatpatre. Now, what is Shatpatre? Shatpatre is the late letters of Lokhitwadi, which was written by Gopal Hari Deshmukh. These letters were all about creating the social awareness. by telling the people about the creating the awareness about the society, how to do, how to tackle, how to deal with it. All those newspaper news were printed in Prabhakar very beautifully. Now, the next one, that is the Kesari and Maratha. Kesari and Maratha. Kesari and Maratha, the two newspapers, are indicative of an important stage in the history of Indian newspaper before independence. Okay, so here, students, the two newspapers, one the Kesari and the another one Maratha. So both the newspaper, they played very important role in the important stage in the history of Indian newspaper before independence. So you can say that this newspaper played very important role in getting the freedom and all. Gopal Ganesh Agarkar and Bal Gangadhar Tilak started this newspaper, two newspaper by two-person, I mean, in the year that is 1881. This newspaper, they used to spoke about the social and political issues of that period. Kesari began to publish articles about the nationwide situation, books in the native languages, and the politics in England. So here, that is, they used to, this newspaper usually deals with the social and the political issues, as I have explained you what is social and political issues. Okay, now in Kesari started publishing the books, nation articles about the nationwide situation all over India. What is the situation, where in which region, which area, how the people are fighting for the freedom, and how they are exploited by the Britishers. All these things, it was written in the newspaper, and it started the book in the native languages and the politics in the England. Books in the native languages, for example, books in Maharashtra, it is published in Marathi. Then books in Gujarat, it is published in Gujarati. That is the native languages. So it was printed. And also they used to write the politics in England, because for us to know the politics in England, it was very important, so that we can also prepare for freedom like that only. Then in the 21st century, newspaper have continued to fulfill an important role. It was now acknowledged the fourth column of democracy. Yes, students, newspaper is the fourth pillar of democracy. Please remember that. Okay, and so this was all about the newspapers which we have done. How many newspapers we have done? We have done Bengal Gazette, Darpan, Prabhakar, Dyanodaya, Indu Prakash, then the Kesari and Maratha. Please see to it. Any doubts, any questions? Mark that. Okay. Now, the next one, that is the magazines and the journals. Yes, students, earlier also I explained you that newspaper and magazine, both are two different things. Okay. Now let's see the difference. What is it? Magazines and the journals are the periodicals publication. These category includes publication which are weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, 6-monthly, annual, etc. There may be some chronicles which are published at no fixed time. So students, you can directly see the difference that the newspaper was printed. Newspaper is printed on a daily basis at a fixed time. Okay, not even a single day is left. And the magazine and the journals, these were published on a certain periodical basis. Like for example, some magazines were on the weekly basis, some were bi-weekly. Bi-weekly means 2 weeks, one magazine in 2 weeks. Okay, monthly, that is a monthly magazine. Once in a month, the magazine will be published. Bi-monthly, that is twice in a month. Quarterly, that is in three times it is published, thrice it is published in a year. Then the 6 monthly, that is twice in a year. Annual, that is one magazine in a year. Okay, so it was published on a fixed time. Bal Shastri Jambekar started the first monthly magazine in Marathi. Please underline that. That is, Bal Shastri Jambekar started the first monthly magazine in Marathi. It named as Digdarshan. Among the periodicals, Pragati, now a defunct journal, was started in 1829 and edited by Trayambak Shankar Shezwalkar. He wrote regularly in this historiographical journal of Maharashtra, history and social movements. So here, how many of them you can see? That is the Bal Shastri Jambekar started the Marathi monthly magazine, which named as Digdarshan. Then among that, the Pragati was a journal. Yes, students, magazine is also different. Journal is also different. Journal is basically deals with the one particular concept. One concept. It doesn't deal with the overall. It deals with only one concept. So that is a journal which was started in 1929 and edited by Trayambak Shankar Shezwalkar. So now Trayambak Shankar Shezwalkar, what he used to write? He used to write the historiographical journal. That is the journal which is related to the history of Maharashtra and the social movements. Currently, there are many periodicals devoted to the Indian history. Marathi journals such as Bharatiya Itihas Ani Sanskriti and Marathwada Itihas Parishad Patrika may be cited as examples. So students, here from the name only you can understand that about what, about which concept these periodicals were written, right? So here the magazines and the journals part is also done. Now the electronic or the digital journalism. Now the newspaper done, magazines done. Now the electronic mass media. Here these are the ultra modern periodicals form a part of an electronic or a digital journalism. History is prime subject of interest for these periodicals as well. Many web news portals, social media, web channels, YouTube, etc. make historical content available to the audience or the readers. So here it is a electronic, you can say, or the digital. Okay, so the history is a prime interest. History is the prime subject of the interest of these periodicals. Earlier, usually it used to deal with the historical concept. Now, that is nowadays many portals, that is the websites, social media, that is your Facebook, WhatsApp, and all the web channels, YouTube. All these are again creating the audience and the readers. Now, many of you all, if you want to see the news or you can open the YouTube and you can listen to the news. Even from the social media, also many awareness or the news are spread. So like this, these are the digital journalism. Now, let's go back to the history of the electronic media, how, when it was started, what it was started. That is the first one, radio. Yes, students, the radio, very interesting machine. Yeah. Indian Broadcasting Company, that is the IBC. Okay, students, in the match the following, you can get the full form. So remember that Indian Broadcasting Company, it is a private company, was the first to broadcast the daily programs. Later, the same company was taken over by the British government and named as a Indian State Broadcasting Service, that is ISBS. And on 8th June 1936, it was named as All India Radio. So students, you can see that earlier it was IBC, then it became ISBS, then it came to be known as AIR. Okay, so here that is because earlier it was a private company. It was showing the daily programs. Everyone knows that on radio which kind of program it is shown. Okay, and later on, British government took this company. Same company, it was taken over by the British company, and it was named as Indian State Broadcasting Service, and then came to be known as AIR in 1936. Please mark the year. After the independence, that is from 1936 to 1947, it was AIR only. Then after 1947, AIR became an integral part of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting of India. Initially, it broadcasted the government programs and the schemes. It was named as the Akashvani on the suggestion of the famous poet Pandit Narendra Sharma. Yes, so here, that is, after the independence, the government understood that oh, this is the very, very important part from where we can create the awareness. Okay, so the government started many programs on it. Okay, and the schemes, like for example, whatever awareness they wanted to create, whatever information they wants to give, or the scheme like for a farmer, what the scheme has come, for the businessman, what all the scheme has come. Okay, so all these things were telecasted on the radio. And the later on, when it came into British Indian government rule, the name changed from AIR to Akashwani. Students, Akashwani is a Sanskrit, not a Sanskrit, you can say earlier it used to Tibetan, that is means the information which comes from the Akash, that is sky. Akashvani, the sound which comes from Akash. Akash means sky, Vani means sound. On the suggestion of, and who suggested this? Pandit Narendra Sharma. Akashvani broadcasted various entertainment awareness creating and literacy programs. It also broadcasted special programs for the farmers, workers, youth, and women. Students, I already explained you this, which kind of programs they used to telecast. It also broadcasted a special program for the farmers, workers, and the youth and the women. The Vivid Bharati program are broadcasted in the 24 regional languages as well as 140 dialects of Indian languages. Lately, various news channels like Radio Mirchi are providing the radio services. So earlier, apart from creating the awareness, they also creating the literacy program. Literacy program, that is to teach people reading and writing through radio, and various special programs for the farmers, for the youth. They used to motivate youth, and the women, education of women, employment of women, the development of women. Okay, and then they started the program named as Vivid Bharati. Vivid means diverse, diversity. Okay, we have such a diverse nation with so many religion, region, caste, languages, culture. Okay, they conducted 24 regional languages in 140 dialects. And now, till later on, slowly, Radio Mirchi started providing the radio services. Now, I don't think so I need to explain much about the Radio Mirchi. Many of you all are aware with it. Okay. So, students, we will just complete television, and then I'll clear your doubts. The Delhi Doordarshan Center was inaugurated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first Indian president. Yes, Doordarshan Mumbai Center began to telecast its program on the 1st May 1972. Then the color television was introduced on 15th August 1982, and in 1991, the Indian government granted the permission to the private and the national international channels to telecast in India. Thus, it became possible to Indians to watch international events. So, students, here the history of television, that is, earlier it was started in as a Delhi Doordarshan Center, that is DD1, DD2. You must be not knowing. 90s kids must be knowing. Earlier on the TV, only two channels used to come, DD1 and DD2. So this Delhi Doordarshan, it was inaugurated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He was our first president of India. Okay. Then it started telecasted programs on the 1st May 1972. Then the color television came to 15th August 1982, almost after 10 years. Then again in after 9 years in 1991. Now the channels from the government, private companies also started getting the permission that they can also start their channels on the Indian television. Okay. And now from one channel we got 500 channels, right? So this is a development of television. Okay, so here I'll stop. In the later part we will revise in the next lecture. So students, here now I want the doubts, questions from you all, please. Long back I have taught you the chapter, and today we done the revision also. So please, anyone, any doubts, any question? Yes, students, please raise your hand if you have any questions, any query. Yes. No one is having doubts? Really? Yes, students. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Students
Find a
are not
director
having
name.
any question and doubts.